Good morning. Welcome all of you here in the sanctuary, and welcome to all of you who are far but tuning in. We welcome all. Welcome to this service on hope and all of its complexities, especially at this time in history. This is a congregation that welcomes all of you just as you are. We journey together exploring life's biggest questions, and our diversities here are counted as strengths. My name is Mary Van Valen, and Dan Tholen and I will be coordinating today's service. If you are new to us or haven't been here for a long time, we would love to know you. And if you're comfortable, please stand and introduce yourselves, and Chris will bring a microphone so we all can hear. Any new folks? Yes, thank you.
Hi, I'm Adam Landfair, and my grandmother was Carol Still, who used to come here every week. And my mother is Nancy Landfair, and we're having a memorial service for her this Friday, if anyone wants to attend. Thank you.
Adam, welcome. We're glad you're here. Anyone else? Oh, yes.
Thank you.
Some of you know me. I'm a new doctor. I was a minister here until from 1989 to about 2004. So, walks on water.
And that doesn't speak even at all of her awesomeness. It is a custom here to share our joys and concerns, and you may light a candle at any time, and the book right below the candles, you may enter a joy or a concern or a sorrow, and it will be shared later in the service. We do that because we want to know inside ourselves and in each of you that no one needs to travel this life alone, and particularly with all that life comes at us with. As we begin our time together this morning, please turn off your devices so that we can all have uninterrupted time. And we finally are at the point in the service that is the most exciting thing. We get to introduce you to Reverend Kevin Tarsa. Kevin joined us at a time when the congregation, in fact, it was a fellowship at that time, was quite concerned about being too churchy. So whether or not we had hymnals was a bit dicey for some members. It was Kevin that lit the fire that ignited music in this congregation. And I don't know if you all know that old ABBA song, "Thank you for the music." Thank you for the music, Kevin. And the thing about that is Kevin was so much more than the music. He is brilliant, he's creative, and he is so very intentionally compassionate. We adored him, but we also ordained him as our minister of music. And that was before he decided to pursue ministry on his own. And it is a pure delight to welcome you home, Kevin. The vocal ensemble will lead our centering music with a song Kevin composed, and we are inviting you to please join us in singing.
May this house be of peace. house be of peace. May this house be of peace. May this house be of peace. May this house welcome every heart. May this house be of peace. Justice. May this house be of justice. May this house be of justice. May this house welcome every heart. May this house be of justice. Hope. May this house be of hope. May this house be of hope. May this house welcome every heart. May this house be of hope. Joy. May this house be of joy. May this house be of joy. May this house welcome every heart. May this house be of joy. And now love. May this house be of love. Let's sing it out. May this house be of love. May this house welcome every heart. May this house be of love. Thank you, everyone.
What a joy to be here. What a joy to hear the singing from such familiar faces, so many of you, as well as the new faces. What a gift. And speaking of this house, I want to name that it was really Emmy Lou's ministry, right? So this was a congregation of 70-ish, 50 to 70 people. And not long afterwards, there's about 250 people, right? That was Emmy Lou's gift. And this, almost 300. From 12 children to 100. Yes, so the spirit of this place very much shaped by that and the synergy, right? The synergy of that moment. What a time to be here, right? In the scheme of things, my caveat for everything is I'm doing well, all things considered. It's always all things considered. So it helps me to just gauge on a scale, if your body will do this, on a scale of thumbs up to thumbs down, if you take the sum total of your life and the sum total of everything that's going on, how is it with your spirit? Where would you place yourself? How is it with your spirit? I'm going to look around. Feel free to take a look around, see where we are. Yes, the full range, pretty much. Yeah, thank you. There's a well-known E.B. White quote, I arise in the morning torn between the desire to improve the world and the desire to enjoy the world. Sometimes people say save or savor the world. This makes it hard to plan the day. In these what feel like extraordinary times, every Sunday I am torn between helping people face the current political fears and dangers and offering people some relief from facing the current political fears and dangers. This makes it hard to plan a service. Although we need both, right? Every Sunday, I think we need both. Though as time goes on, I think facing the reality head on more and more feels like a kind of relief, or at least a grounding that helps us center in the moment and not get lost in the moment, no matter what it's bringing. So I'm serving in the foothills of the Sierra Nevada in Northern California, in Grass Valley, California, where fire has been an important shaper of the landscape. And for eons, this is what has shaped life. And the indigenous people recognized this and worked with it. The Europeans, on the other hand, wanted to just stop the fire, right? Which exacerbated the issue. So from that context and the context of this moment in our nation, our opening words this morning are part of a poem by a young adult member of our congregation in Grass Valley, Natalie Keshler. This is the very beginning and the very end. She writes, sorry, I'm losing my speaker piece here, my microphone. She begins, look at your hands. And when she says this, she says, really, look at your hands. You are real. This is your life. There is prayer and importance in the practice of it, especially now. And how do you show up now? Exactly as is, in the dirt, in the mundane? What does it feel like to know you cannot control it? Is it pain? Is it relief? Is it freedom? What it is, feel it. There is power in being right here while embers burn under your feet. The earth remembers how to burn when needed. We are the ones who have forgotten. The earth helps us remember. We only have to listen.
The chalice lighting words are drawn together by Jennifer Grayson. We come together every week bound not by creed or by a mutual desire to please one God or many gods. Yet we are drawn together by a belief that how we are in the world, who we are together, matters. We light this chalice together in the knowledge that love, not fear, can change the world. We ring the singing bowl so that we might listen together into silence, bringing our full attention to this place and this time.
There's still a time for all ages. If there are any young ones or young at heart who want to be a little bit closer to this, I noticed something as I came in. There's a thing over here. Mary's bringing it over. And Mary built this. What do you think it is? Anybody, what do you think it is? What does it look like to you? A tower? A robot? Apartments in Tokyo. Well, I noticed, any other ideas for what it looks like to you? On the picture there? So it reminds you of the picture. Yeah. With the bricks falling down. Well, I noticed that like there, this is made up of parts. And when something's made up of parts, sometimes it can actually be taken apart. Would you be willing to help me take it apart? Sorry, Mary. we're going to figure this out as we go. Well, I've noticed that in life, sometimes things that I really wanted didn't happen, or things that I really cared about came apart. And although that made me really sad, and it took me a long while, I eventually figured out that sometimes you can make something new with the parts and pieces of the thing that came apart, or they got broken, or they got smashed, or that didn't happen. So I'm wondering, if you were going to make something new out of these, what do you think you would make out of these parts and pieces? Oh, that's a tricky one, isn't it? To put together. Anybody, what would you make out of these pieces? A tree?
It's not possible.
It's not possible?
It's not impossible to
It's-
take apart this.
No. Anybody, what would you make? I miss having blocks to play with, quite honestly. What would you make out of these parts and pieces? What might you build? You'd make a cube? A garden. A foundation. A bridge. A boat. Wow, any other? I'm sorry? A pattern. Of colors. A pattern of colors. A dragon. So I'm wondering if anybody has any interest in, during the service, making something new out of these same pieces. Would that be of any interest to you, either of you, to make something new? And can I ask, later in the service, can I ask you to show us what it is? Oh, thank you. That would be wonderful if you build something new out of these same pieces that used to be something else. Yeah, you can take your time because you'll have the whole service to figure out what that is. And you're welcome to move this closer to you or to leave it here, either way. Okay, thank you. Thank you. I know your mom. Building, right? What we've got is the order of the day. Is the order of the day.
And while they're building something new, the vocal ensemble will sing another one of Kevin's compositions about building a place of peace.
Come build a place of peace, a home of power. just a little verklempt, is that the with Emmylou and Kevin here, and then the music. And as we're, as a congregation, trying to rebuild to what we were, to have 100 children in the RE, to have 300 people in this sanctuary on a Sunday. We can do it, and we are doing it since the last election. So come, let us build a place. The time is now, and the place won't build itself. So please, the options for giving here, if you're online, please take advantage. We'll be passing baskets in the sanctuary here. You'll see there's two sides to the basket, one for support of this congregation and one for our activities in the community. So thank you very much for your generosity.
We have now come to the time in our service when we share our joys and concerns. I'm Kelly McIntosh, a member of the Congregational Care Team. It's our practice as a religious community to set aside time in our service to name and honor the joys and concerns that mark our lives, the milestones and the moments of our lived experience. I will be sharing the joys and concerns that have been offered up for us to hold in our hearts today. If you have a joy or concern that's a bit too heavy to share, I invite you to reach out to Reverend Alex or to the Congregational Care Team. We have care team ribbons across the bottom of our name pins, purple. And I'm assuming there are other members of the care team that are here today. Will you raise your hands? There we go. Yeah, so if you want to speak with one of us after the service, feel free. If your joy or concern is still raw and tender, we will invite you to hold it in your heart as you are held in our community, because none of us are meant to travel life's journey alone. And if you'd like to, you can light a candle over there as well. So now, dear ones, here is what has been shared with us. From Kim Greavy, a candle for the Ukrainian people and President Zelensky as he battles for the existence of his entire country. And happy birthday to Phyllis Jessup. Did that come out all right? From Anne Marie, please pray and/or send healing thoughts to Miriam and her son Gideon, who badly injured his finger between two rocks yesterday. The family is seeking medical care. And this Friday at 3 p.m., there will be a Celebration of Life memorial service for Nancy Landfair. All are welcome to join with friends and family to honor her memory. And now let's hold a moment of silence for the joys and concerns that remain in our hearts.
I'm remembering Nancy's music making with a great deal of fondness and warmth and energy. And Maggie, Margie, it's great to see you. And that arrangement reminded me of Gary Deville. It's the kind of tones that he would have arranged or enjoyed playing. So thank you. Thank you for that. I invite us holding all of what we know and what we don't know, and what's in us that we may or may not say. I invite us into a body prayer, if you're interested and willing. And I invite you to rise in body or in spirit, if your body allows. I'm finding that in these times, anchoring in my body helps. I'm not just in my mind all the time. So I invite us to start with the fingertips together and hands at the chest. It's kind of very universal, centering, prayerful position. And for the right brain people among us, the left brain people among us, to know that touching our fingertips integrates the two halves of our brain, has the two halves speaking together. So centered here in everything that is in this moment, like this body, this moment, and the sounds we're hearing, the smells we're smelling, the tastes we're tasting, and what we're seeing, even if our eyes are closed. Start here. And from here, as you're able to open up arms kind of wide and up, almost a funnel of sorts, to take in and remember all the goodness that comes our way. In the midst of everything else, all the goodness that comes our way. And then to gather it in, draw it in and down into our heart, crossing our arms over our chest. Draw it in to mingle with what's already there. And from there, to give out, arms out, palms up, give out what we have available to give to the world. And having given that, return to center. And the opening to what comes next, even the things that aren't perfect, which often have gifts attached to them that we didn't expect. Gathering it into our heart, into our being. Mingling there with our compassion, and from there giving what we have to give out to the world, and having given back to center, and again, opening to what comes our way, even the stuff that is painful and hard, that comes with hidden gifts that we don't discover for years, and gathering it in with compassion, mingling with all that's there already. And from that, giving what we now have to give to the world. And one final time in silence, back to center. May we live and move from this place, this heart-anchored, heart-centered place. So may we be. And while you're standing, those of you who are standing, there's a song, I think, next.
Please join us in singing our song of response today, hymn number 95, found in the gray hymnal. There is more love somewhere. Doesn't it feel good to sing together? Oh, the things that connect us these days just matter so much, I think. When Reverend Alex invited me to speak this summer, and we talked about possible topics, we decided that the theme of hope was a helpful focus. In March, I understand you use Soul Matters too. We had the theme of hope, and I had preached a sermon on the way a fear of having hope sometimes is more of an obstacle than not having hope itself, right? The fear of having hope and then having that hope dashed or unmet is so frightening sometimes that we don't even hold hope in the first place. And that's still true. However, since that March sermon, like March, it seems 100 years ago, so much has happened. So much has happened at the level of U.S. politics and values, to challenge our sense of hope. And so I want to take a more demanding, but I think more important route with you this morning. A route to hope still, but a little more challenging. Through the themes of apocalypse, the book of Revelation, end times fascism. You know, the fun stuff. Because I think we are needing to dig deeper these days. So many of us are needing to dig deeper to find those anchors for hope. And this still falls within the circle of Winston Churchill's encouragement to never let a good crisis go to waste. An invitation to realize that in times of deep crisis and change, that's when rare and vital opportunities open up. It's when possibilities open up, when the established way of things are broken or taken apart or cracked open, enough to make room for doing new things, for doing things differently, for building something new. And I want to say there's all kind of metaphor unfolding in our room today. Trying to put pieces together, trying this, experimenting, taking that apart, something new, all kinds of metaphors. So let's start with the book of Revelation, which I'm sure is where you wanted to start this morning. For the big annual gathering of Unitarian Universalists in Baltimore in June, my overnight flight landed at 5:45 in the morning. So I asked at the hotel if there was any chance I could get in sometime before 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And lo, the person at the desk said, "I can check you in right now." Excellent. So after processing, they handed me the key card to my room number 666. The people who are laughing know something about this. The thing is that many people who aren't at all familiar with the book of Revelation are familiar with the idea of the number 666 marking something or someone as terribly bad or evil, though they may not know that according to the story, 666 is the mark of the beast, a creature more often known as the Antichrist these days, one of Jesus' primary opponents in the very end times battle of ultimate good versus ultimate evil. So I tried not to be given room number 666 personally. And the room was fine, although I did get COVID 3 days later. It turns out that the book of Revelation, I did not know this, is by far the most popular book of the Christian Bible. It's the most popular book of the Christian Bible and the most misunderstood. And its languages, images, and themes are threaded everywhere through the general culture. We know them, the concepts of Armageddon, Judgment Day, the grapes of wrath, the idea that heaven has pearly gates and streets paved with gold, the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, the Grim Reaper, Hitler's 1,000-year Reich is modeled on the 1,000 years in the book of Revelation, and Prince's song 7 among them. The writing in the book of Revelation is filled with wild, colorful, and confusing scenes, signs and symbols, angels and extraordinary creatures above and below, dragons, giant bugs, airborne horses. Someone said it's as if the beings came out of one of Dr. Seuss's dreams after he fell asleep reading a Stephen King horror novel. Others say that it most resembles an acid trip. Its overlapping timelines are filled with plagues and other disasters, rivers of blood, much violence, ultimately a spirit of retribution and revenge on the way to a happy ending, but only for those who are faithful. It is presented in part as a prophecy of what is to come, or it's interpreted in part as a prophecy of what's to come, and it's also an apocalypse, which means a revealing, a revelation of hidden knowledge. That's what that means. And while there are many fascinating things to discover about the book of Revelation, it's the prophecy and apocalypse aspects that I want to point to this morning, because some very powerful and passionate people are drawing on their interpretation of it to drive national policy, shape national politics, and reshape the culture of the United States. Here's Jonathan Kirsch's synopsis of the central storyline of the book of Revelation, for those of us who are new to it. He writes this in his book, A History of the End of the World. I invite you to keep in mind what's unfolding right now in the world and how someone who's drawn to a literal interpretation of the Bible might line things up with our time. The beginning of the end, according to Revelation, will be signaled by mysterious signs and wonders. A black sun and a blood-red moon, the stars falling to earth, persecutors and false prophets, earthquakes, floods, plague, and pestilence and famine, and a series of mighty battles in heaven and on earth. And then the satanic arch-villain, the beast, who has come to be called the Antichrist, will rise to absolute power on earth. And after 7 years of oppression and persecution under the heel of the Antichrist, Jesus Christ will descend from heaven in the guise of a warrior king, lead a celestial army of bodily resurrected saints and martyrs to victory over the demonic hordes at the Battle of Armageddon, and drape Satan in chains and confine Satan in a bottomless pit. And then Jesus will reign over an earthly kingdom for 1,000 years. And at the end of this millennium, Satan will break out of his bonds, and Jesus Christ will be compelled to fight a second and final battle. At last, all the dead from all times will be resurrected. The living and the dead alike will be judged, some to go that way, some to go that way, and the earth as we know it will be destroyed once and for all. The end of the world, according to the Revelation, will be followed by the creation of a new heaven and a new earth, a celestial paradise where the faithful, the Christian saints and martyrs, will spend eternity in perfect bliss. Everyone else will sizzle forever, along with Satan in a lake of fire and brimstone. That, he writes, is the pitch line for the book of the Revelation, the Apocalypse. So one of the ironies to me is that the book of Revelation, like many other Jewish and Christian apocalypses written in its time, was meant to be a voice of encouragement and hope for its hearers and its readers, right? What? It was meant to be a source of hope for people who were suffering under brutal regimes. In this case, the Christians who were suffering intense, violent, and deadly persecution under the Roman emperor. The point wasn't the literal details of this fantastic story. And at the time, these figures would be obvious symbols for the political parties, right, of that time. All these figures in the book of Apocalypse would have made sense to the people at the time. It was meant to speak to people who were currently being persecuted. And the main message was, out of all of this, hang on. Yes, times are terrible, and it's likely to get worse, much worse, before it gets better, but it's going to work out in the end. God's got this eventually. And though you are suffering, and will suffer more, if you stay faithful to Jesus' teaching, you will eventually be taken home to paradise. It was meant to be encouraging. Stuff's going to feel terrible, but that's not the end of the story. The real end of the story comes later. It wasn't meant to be taken literally as a play-by-play of the future. It was meant to be approached symbolically and to be felt emotionally, to be felt as encouraging for people who are suffering intense persecution. That was the intent. Now, I'm not a biblical scholar, and my personal theology and spirituality are not Bible-based, but I'm finding it increasingly important to be aware of what some others in positions of power and influence are making of it. Because here's the black and white bottom line of the Revelation story if you take it at all literally. The only way for God to defeat the devil or for good to defeat evil is to destroy the world and start again. That's the bottom line. And along the way, as Kirsch puts it, the moral calculus that the book of Revelation lifts up includes the demonization of one's enemies, the sanctification of revenge-taking, and the notion that history must end in catastrophe. Those are the moral messages. And for all these reasons, he says, the rest of us ignore the book of Revelation, not only at our impoverishment, but more to the point, at our peril. So sorry to bring you all that good news. Which brings us to end times fascism. But wait, there's more. and to the insights of Naomi Klein and Astra Taylor, as they expressed them in an article in The Guardian, and then numerous really wonderful interviews since then. They point out that progressive people, as many of us self-identify, are often confused by this unexpected coalition of extreme Christian nationalists, impossibly wealthy, mostly more secular tech bros, authoritarian political figures like Donald Trump and his key players, and then much less wealthy people who are preparing for catastrophe, sometimes referred to as preppers. A prepper I know refers to what they're doing as preparing for when the world goes dark. And when they say that, I can hear it in their voice. They're not preparing in case the world goes dark. They're preparing for when the world goes dark. And what all these groups have in common at roots, say Klein and Taylor, is that they've all given up on the world. They've all given up on this world. They are in various ways believing and behaving as if we're entering the end times and there's nothing they can do but protect themselves and those they care about, or maybe even facilitate it, because it's going to bring about the end times. Many, for example, are not actually in denial about climate change. That's not the problem, Klein says. They know the world is burning. They just see it as inevitable. And so, in some ways, they're throwing gasoline on the flames whenever they push to extract more resources from the earth to build as fast as they can what they think will protect them and those they care about. So for the tech bros, it's their personal AI-aided bunkers or their own protectively walled city-states. Even in Trump's first administration, he proposed a dozen freedom cities that would be free, kind of city-states, that would be free of regulation and pesky government control. Some imagine tech-protected, walled-in countries, which is why so many are kind of fascinated with Israel's Iron Dome, this missile defense system, right? As if they could wall in and protect oneself. And some talk of building a colony on Mars. And in these visions, the masses will be left to their own devices as it all comes down, and the chosen and well-resourced few are preparing themselves to bunker down. Sorry to bring you all of that. These are people who have given up on most people surviving and given up on people caring for those who aren't in their in-group, who aren't part of the chosen. I speak often of the fundamental importance of empathy to our UU values, to our progressive values in general, our ability to imagine and feel what someone else is feeling. Elon Musk claims that empathy is the fundamental weakness of Western civilization. Certain Christian writers are writing now of toxic empathy, and their view that left-wing activists are using empathy as a tool of manipulation to force their views on the issues of abortion, gender, sexuality, immigration, and social justice. Mark Zuckerberg says it's time to bring back aggression. Plus, the attack on empathy, which has often been seen in Western history as a feminine value and virtue, tends to get wrapped up also with patriarchal, misogynist machismo, all wrapped up together. But you will be glad to know that venture capitalist, co-founder of PayPal, 103rd wealthiest person in the world, government influencer, and biblical literalist Peter Thiel has identified the real Antichrist for us. Over the centuries, popes and various Protestant reformers have been labeled the beast or the Antichrist. For the original hearers of that book of Revelation, it would have been likely the Roman Emperor Nero. And since then, lots of destructive leaders, Hitler, Saddam Hussein, more recently Vladimir Putin, have been identified as the Antichrist. Ronald Reagan, because his three names, Ronald Wilson Reagan, each have 6 letters, 666. But also Prince William, Pope Leo, Barack Obama, Donald Trump, and for a week in Baltimore in June, maybe me. But no, the real Antichrist, according to Peter Thiel, is Greta Thunberg. Greta Thunberg, who he believes is taking over the world by striking and stoking fear of existential risks like environmental disaster. He views the environmental movement as blocking technological progress, which for him apparently is the highest good. So why share all this disturbing perspective in this service and in this community and this morning when the focus is supposed to be on hope, when our spirits and our bodies are already wrung out and our frustration and anger is so strong, and when we're ready for relief, when there's this fire hose of daily news feeding into our own progressive apocalyptic visions, right? We have our own apocalyptic visions of the world ending. The reason to take this in, says Naomi Klein, is because if we can find the courage to look, to really, really look at the bleakness of what people with apocalyptic visions believe in, we can recognize the opportunity that this moment opens up, and we can see a path forward. The people who are surrendering to the expectation of apocalypse, and who are in fact fanning the flames of apocalypse, have given up on the future. They do not have a hope for the future. Wealthy tech barons are betting on climate change. They're not denying it, they're betting on it, willing to burn it all down through extractive and polluting energy sources that they can get as quickly as possible because they need them for their AI development, which they believe will save them inside their bunkers of various sizes and configurations. They're betting on climate disaster and increasing dangers and inequality and on societies crumbling and collapsing. And so are extreme end times Christian nationalists and extreme biblical literalists in their own way, including people currently calling some of the shots at the national level, believing that violent and bloody collapse is going to happen in order for Jesus to return, for God's plan to unfold as it said it would in the book of Revelation, in order ultimately for a new world to be born, which is what the real goal is. For them, it's all inevitable and right, even if it's really painful. And so are everyday disenfranchised doomsday preppers of many stripes who are giving up on the future out of so much frustration and discouragement and fear in their hearts. They have all, in important ways, given up on the future. And here, says Naomi Klein and Astor Taylor, is our opening and our antidote. It is this. It is to believe in a future. It's to not give up on the future, to not succumb to our own apocalyptic expectations of the world ending. It's to cherish the sacredness of here and now, and to appreciate the beauty and wonders of this place, not to live as if it's all ending, to invest in here and now and each other for the sake of the future. Or as Natalie Keshler put it in that poem, there is power in being right here while embers burn under your feet. By abandoning the future, those who hold and are living this apocalyptic vision and their expectations are actually ceding the future to us. They're handing the future to us. They've given up on it. They're handing it to us, in effect. Let this be a pivot, say Taylor and Klein. Want to make a difference? Start by claiming in your heart and your mind a vision and a behavior and a future beyond this crisis, by not losing sight of a future beyond this crisis, however far down the road that future may be. This, the two of them say, has a chance to be a potent enough source of gravity for building a wide coalition across many kinds of difference, building solidarity with those who are not giving up on the future. It doesn't mean easy. It doesn't mean quick. It doesn't mean not painful. It indeed will likely get worse, perhaps much worse before it gets better, but it's the most potent of resources, holding on to a future beyond these times, even beyond our lifetimes. And so in this moment, doing what we can to build connectedness that is not about fear. To build connectedness that is not about fear. That's what ancient apocalyptic writings, like the book of Revelation, we're actually trying to accomplish in terribly difficult times to keep alive a sense of a future, grounding us in the possibilities of this moment. Drawing on language from Astor Taylor and Naomi Klein, let us be people who believe in the beauty and the value of this realm, who believe in this world, in the beauty and extraordinary gift of creation. People who believe enough in each other, and so who claim the future that is being ceded to us. And so, my people of empathy and compassion and resistance and resilience, my people of interdependence, pluralism, generosity, equity, transformation, my people who aspire to remain centered in love despite all of it, so may we be together. So may we be together wherever we are. For a moment, I invite you into the silence, the stillness, the grief maybe, and the hope at the center of your own heart. Thank you for going there with me. Light didn't feel right in the moment. Light didn't feel right, so thank you.
I have a few announcements before we move forward. There'll be an ice cream social immediately following the service, sponsored by the membership committee, so please stick around. Those of you who are visitors, grab a yellow cup. We may have quite a few of those today. I wanted to announce also on September 28th, we're going to have a committee expo where you'll be able to learn about what the various committees here are doing. If you're on a committee, a chairman of a committee, please contact me. Let me know that you'd like to be involved in this expo, if you'd like to solicit new members or explain your committee. That's coming up in September. And now, I had a request from the Social Justice Action Committee to let you know to look at their website. Next Saturday, from 12 to 2, there's going to be a velo protest at the airport to protest the transporting of immigrants to and from Traverse City. It's all on all on the Social Justice Action website. Next Saturday, 12 to 2. Think about it. Finally, if anyone is looking for it's a nutritional supplement called UUCGT. If you know what that is, you know that it's expensive. If you are looking for it, please talk to Kelly. She has some available. That's it for our announcements now. Closing hymn.
Would you please rise in body or in spirit and join us in singing our closing song? It is, however, not in your hymnal, but it's something that we have sung, and Shelley is going to lead us in singing that. We're gonna keep on moving boldly, keep on moving forward, keep on moving forward, never turning back, never turning back.
loving boldly, never turning back, never turning back. We're gonna work for change together. Work for change together. Work for change together. Never turning back. Never turning back. We're gonna keep on moving forward. Keep on moving forward. Keep on moving forward. Never turning back. 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 Never turning
Okay, this chalice has lit this delightful service, revelation. Let's keep this light in our heart as we move forward together through the week, through the next year, until the end of times.
However soon they arrive. Yeah. Shelley, what a gift to hear your solo voice. Thank you. That was a gift. And thanks, we needed that song, everybody. Thank you. I invite you, before you leave, to come take a look at the new sculpture. Is there anything you want to say about it? You don't have to, but is there anything you want to tell us about it? I love this, an upcoming generation taking the pieces. A hammerhead dog. Now, we would not have thought of that, probably. So, numerous people have lamented the unprecedented use of the word unprecedented in recent years. We live in unprecedented times, yes, and that is both the burden and the blessing and hope of this moment. Writing from the center of his deep Christianity, Doug Holliday invites us to realize that right now, we have unprecedented opportunity. Unprecedented opportunity to focus. Unprecedented opportunity to grow. Unprecedented opportunity to pray. Unprecedented opportunity to love. Unprecedented opportunity to give. Unprecedented opportunity to serve. Unprecedented opportunity to share. Unprecedented opportunity to hold a vision of the future in which people together support the wholeness and flourishing of as much life as possible. May our own ways of living indeed be unprecedented. So may we be. So may we be.